Hello everyone and welcome back to Amity Bloom. My name is Nazi, and if you are a paper lover just like I am, I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I can finally share what we've been working on for the past 2 months now, and that is my own little concoction of my favorite papers from my personal library. Basically, all of the papers that I love using in my journals and in my projects. I collect paper like nobody's business. And I think I can speak for all of us that there's something about old papers, the texture, the way they crinkle, how you can use them, that is just so appealing and so magical, especially when you use it to create something really meaningful, such as a journal. So today is finally the day. I am excited to share with you all the paper bloom packs. So to start off, let me share with you all the biggest size that we offer for the paper bloom packs. It is absolutely beautiful. It makes me so excited when I can see it in a little package. Well, not so little. Here's my hand, but it's very exciting to see it in its package because I've been collecting these papers specifically for this pack for a while, and it's just really exciting to finally have it in front of me and finally be able to use it. So the biggest pack measures 9 inches by 12, and all of the papers fit within those dimensions. And then the medium pack, which is essentially half of this, if you just turn it over, it's literally 2 of these make up one of the big ones. So this is the medium pack, the smaller pack. And this one measures 6 inches by 8 or 8.5 roughly. And I wanted to have 2 sizes available so that there's more options for everyone. Perhaps you like collaging with smaller pieces of paper, then this is the pack for you. Or if you want to create journal covers and if you want to use more papers in your projects, then this one is for you. So I wanted to have that option available. And the smaller pack and the bigger pack, the only thing that differs is of course the size. And then there are some certain papers that are just special to the smaller pack and certain papers that are special to the bigger pack. And those just have to do with the little accent papers that we like to add on the top. Those do differ so that you do get a different experience with every kit. Now, probably the best part is that for the first time ever, we are offering a pre-order option for these paper bloom packs. And I wanted to do that so that there's more option for those who are interested and more time. The pre-order will be available tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so definitely make sure in your time zone when that is. You made sure to have enough quantities of the big kit and the smaller kit in the shop so that anyone who is interested will be able to purchase. This way you have 4 days to purchase the pre-order, and then those who haven't sold out in the pre-order will be able to purchase them just as a regular listing on Friday. Now, if these do sell out faster than by Friday, then I maybe will be able to create a couple more by Friday. I have to make sure that we have enough papers, but I'll put an update later on. But these are available today at 7 o'clock p.m. as a pre-order, and I definitely hope that you will be able to check them out. And if you fall in love with them as much as I do. So that's the important information that I wanted to share. Now on to the fun part, which is going through these little packs. There's something about opening a package and seeing all the different layers that's just so exciting to me, which is why it was so much fun not only creating the kit but packaging it up. So I saved a package that we haven't yet packaged up so that I can show it on camera, but you'll notice that all of the packs are pretty much the exact same thing. I pride myself on giving you guys kits that are the exact same thing. The only thing that differs is the antique calling card. These are not reproductions, so of course you can't get the same card twice. So that is the only thing that differs. And then of course you get different parts of the wallpaper, but you essentially get the same thing. So I took one out of its packaging just so that we can go through it together. All of them come with a letter that I have written to the recipient, to those who purchased this beautiful pack from the Amity Bloom family, as a way to say thank you so much for supporting not only Amity Bloom, but the love of paper and not having these vintage beautiful papers be forgotten. So thank you so much for the bottom of my heart. So let's start off with the back. So all of the packs come with a sheet of cardstock, cream cardstock, and this is what I use to create the journal that I will be sharing in a couple of days, but it's there for stability and support for the shipping process. Here is one of the wallpapers that you will be receiving. I love the little florals. It reminds me of Art Nouveau, really beautiful and vintage. And if you'll notice, the colors within this kit go from pastels to country florals to more vintage tones. So I wanted to make sure that there was something for everyone. And this wallpaper is one of my favorites. This was included in the Artist in Bloom set. This one I absolutely love. It's super matte. I have actually journaled on top of this. And this paper I actually used in the journal that I made. And let me share with you a little sneak peek. This is the paper that I used to create this little pocket. It's really lovely once it's been sewn on. This is a beautiful country floral, like a cottage floral. I love this one. This one I also used in my Artist in Bloom journals. I love the blue and it looks like a little drawing, sticking with that country cottage type of style with the flowers. And then these three papers. This deep, rich blue is my mom's absolute favorite, and it complements the first wallpaper that I shared with you all so well. Can you imagine a journal cover with that? Oh, it would be so lovely. So I wanted to make sure that all of the vintage wallpapers coordinated really well, and they had colors that would go well together, so that you can use them in your journaling or to create a journal with a pastel theme or a slightly more darker vintage theme. Then on top of the wallpapers, you get this beautiful craft. This is my favorite craft color. If I were to imagine a perfect craft, this would be it. It's not too dark and it's not too bright. Now for the one that just completely melts my heart. This is the pink craft paper. So you have one side that is pink craft and the other side is regular. And of course, it wouldn't be a paper bloom pack without some piano paper, and I made sure to include piano paper that wasn't too withered. With some piano paper rolls, the writing tends to disappear over time, so I wanted to make sure that this one was nice and crisp. Of course, you all know my obsession with piano paper. Now this is the stack of antique papers that you will be getting, and there is a difference between antique papers and then your vintage wallpapers. The vintage wallpapers are normally created in like the 1960s to the 1980s or 90s, and they typically have a white or slightly cream backing to it. Some of them might have a paste to them, some of them might be matte. So it all depends. When it comes to antique paper, this is usually from the late 1800s all the way to the 1940s, 1950s. They have a background that mimics tea-stained paper. And you'll notice with all of these papers, they have that tea-stained background. And it fills me up with joy that I can share my collection with you all. So starting off, everyone will get this beautiful wallpaper. It's actually textured. If you want to create a journal cover with this, a traveler's notebook insert, a hardcover, like this is so beautiful. They don't make paper like this anymore, which is so sad, but it's also why these papers are so special. Here is another type of antique paper that you will be getting. I mean, look at the design. What I like doing with this is cutting out all of the circles individually. That way you can use them in your journaling and it adds a pop of color. Really beautiful. It's like tile work. And then we have this one. The colors are so vibrant. It looks as if someone drew this by hand. This one is so lovely. Definitely don't trim this little part off. Use it. It's a beautiful character of antique wallpaper. And then when I look at this one, I just think of like a little tea party with some beautiful florals. I mean, look at this. This is stunning. I'd want a room just covered with this wallpaper. This is the wallpaper that I used on the cover of my Artist in Bloom journal. And you'll notice I just used a little snippet of it, the tiniest little piece, and it completely changed the cover of my journal. That's why I wanted to offer this paper bloom pack, because you get enough of different varieties of paper so that you can create beautiful pieces. Now let's move on to the next set of papers, which is the vintage ledger, which I'm so excited about. Everything really just makes me so happy because these are the papers that I love to include. So let's start off with this one in the back here. This is some beautiful ledger. You get this full sheet included in the big one, and they both have writing either on both sides or on one side, and some of them have some antiquing, some natural aging on the bottom. Here is another ledger that you get. I made sure that all of them have the little numbers. This one was folded because it's super big and it wasn't fitting in the kit. So we made sure to fold that so that it fits nicely. And this one is blank, and I wanted to include one that was blank so that you could journal on top of it. And that's why I wanted to add different types of ledger papers, some that you can use for functionality and writing, and some for aesthetic purposes because the script is just gorgeous and it inspires you to use your journal. You also get a full sheet of some music paper. You get different types of French book pages, and the texture varies between all of them. This ledger I love, and you get the front and you get the back. And the script is just stunning. It's so pretty. I love this ledger so much. I use this in my Pockets of Happiness. Here are some more book pages, different fonts, different hues, as you'll notice. I'm very picky when it comes to book pages and the colors. I used these in my Pockets of Happiness as well. You get a full sheet of some music paper, really beautiful and very silky. It has a very soft, silky finish. Everyone will get a different type of sheet from this advertisement book. I just thought this was so much fun. You could cut out little snippets, which is what I personally do, or you can include one full sheet in your journal. And I think it's really fun to read it. And here, high school course at home. You can finish high school in 2 years. So I love this. This is a little piece of history that I thought was really lovely. So everyone will get a different sheet of that advertisement book. Here's some ledger. This one, I don't even have to say anything. Just the most gorgeous antique ledger. And then we're moving on to the smaller pieces of paper. Here is a postcard. All of them come with a postcard, and they all have a different image on the front. And all of them are blank on the back, so you can journal on them, which for me is really important. I love beautiful postcards, but I love journaling on the back of them. So you get one postcard, and then you also get snippets of typewriter paper. The back is blank, and then you get these, and I love using these for collaging. And I love the typewriter font. You guys know how much I love the typewriter font. Here is some more wallpaper. I mean, look at this. It reminds me of like blue porcelain. All of them come with this strip of this gorgeous wallpaper. You guys, I can't contain my excitement. I'm just so excited to finally have this created and done for you all. I mean, look at this. This looks as if someone drew it. Like, these are my goals for drawing. Like, I want to draw like this. This is stunning. I love it. And it's normally really hard to find antique wallpaper with this mauve-y, lilac-y purple background. So when I saw this wallpaper, I think I almost had a heart attack because I fell in love with it so much. And then this piece complements this wallpaper so beautifully. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3. These three match beautiful on a page. Oh my gosh, they're just so stunning, you guys. This one's gorgeous. It looks like tiles. Just some beautiful scrapbook papers from my collection that I wanted to share. Some brighter ones, some more vintage ones. This is some craft paper that I printed a vintage receipt on that was pretty much falling apart, but this way you guys can use it and cut individual pieces for collaging or use it as a tip-in on a page. Here's some more wallpaper. This one reminds me of like a little hanky. Beautiful florals, so colorful. This one is some more wallpaper. This one goes really well with the mauve purple tones. So you'll notice the blues match with the blues, the purples with the purples. Brown goes through the whole kit. Everything I made sure could match up with another piece. so that it's easy for you to create whatever project you'd want to use, or if you want to use these as journaling papers within your journaling. This is some more of those collage papers. I mean, look at this script. This is some vintage book pages. Really, really cute. And then only with the larger kit, so the big pack, you get embossed papers. And I wanted to have embossed papers in all of the colors that you would need in the kit. So of course I gave you two neutrals, a beautiful brown and a cream, and this is textured paper. And you'll get to feel it. It's so lovely. So the neutral colors can coordinate with any of the colorful papers. And then here, this is a lovely green and a beautiful blue. Kind of like a robin's egg blue. You can use these to create really cute little tags, or I like to cut little snippets off and use it for collaging or layering. You also get this wonderful piece of vintage stationery. This matches with the brown so effortlessly. Let me put it back here so that you guys can see how beautiful it will look like if you made a journal with all of these colors. Oh, that looks so lovely, you guys. I love that little strip. Here's some more scrapbook paper that I love. You also get some antique Italian papers, some paper strips in different colors. Look at this blue. This one I think is my favorite. This one I've been hoarding it for a year. It has little mini rosettes inside, and it's like a beautiful little rose tile paper. It's so beautiful. This one's also really lovely. Like, look at how lovely this matches with these colors over here. And then this one is some specialty Italian paper. If you'll notice, it's metallic. It has some gilding on it. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's really rare. It kind of reminds me of like vintage manuscripts. Like this one with the craft looks stunning together. And then you have some wallpaper strips. So you have this really lovely pink and white antique wallpaper. And then you get the sister wallpaper. You have some little florals, but it's more of like a tile, a repetitive tile pattern. You get this stunning wallpaper. This one matches the green in the kit, the pink. So, so lovely. And then you get this one, more of the cottage floral style. And then moving on to the little mini squares. These are some little scrapbook paper squares that I wanted to include. I love cutting up my scrapbook papers into little squares and using them as tabs or collage papers. So I wanted to give you a little variety. These two are my favorite. And so I wanted to give you some really cute little squares that you can then base your collage on, and it can make it easier for you. Let's say you want to create a collage. You grab your craft paper, this little tile square, this wallpaper. You can create a beautiful collage with this on a journal page. You already have 3 elements to create a collage with. So this kit is perfect for those of you who like collaging and who want to have more variety of papers. And then of course no paper pack of mine would be complete without some antique ephemera. So everyone will get some of these vintage pharmacy little sheets of paper, kind of like prescription sheets. You also get some pieces of some really old ledgers that I have. And these ledgers are really old and I don't have that many pages of them, which is why this one you get a little bit smaller quantity and not full sheets, because I just didn't have enough to create a full page in each pack. You also get some French papers, some vintage French papers, little snippets of different types. And then I had some French manuscripts, some really old calligraphy manuscripts. This one is really special. You can actually feel the calligraphy and the writing on top. So everyone gets a nice variety of some French vintage papers. And then my little accent papers on top. You get little circle punch outs of papers that I love from some of the wallpapers you'll notice. And then from some scrapbook papers that just make me so happy, and I thought the colors overall went really well. I wanted everyone to experience that feeling of opening up little packages and finding other treasures. Everyone will also be getting an antique calling card. I had to share my collection with you all. This is the only thing that will differ between all of the kits. Designs are different, but they're all floral and they all have beautiful script on them. And they're just so stunning. Like the history behind this and the art I was so happy that I was able to include those in this pack. And then in this little envelope, let me take out your little ephemera. So in your glassine envelope, you get your vintage ephemera, and all of this is 100% vintage or antique. And I wanted to put it in the glassine little envelope so that it didn't get lost in the pack since they are smaller pieces. These are some authentic little French numbers. They're so cute and tiny and so dainty. So look at these little stamps. And then you also get one pink stamp and one blue stamp, coordinating with the colors of the pack. These are some antique little cigarette labels. I love this little design. You get some tickets from a theater in North Carolina. Here are some vintage pharmacy labels. Really beautiful. And then these cute little coupons. I wish coupons still looked like this. You also get this French, I believe it was from some vintage seed packets. The back is blank. I'm not sure the name of these, but they're French. They have some French script up at the top, but they're beautiful florals. And all of the kits will vary. You'll get a different floral and different color on the top. But aren't these so magical and special? This is so lovely. And then I think the cutest thing is you also get this cute little playing card. I have a collection of Disney playing cards, and instead of hoarding them, I thought I would share them with you all. So these are a collector's piece. You get from the Three Little Pigs, Snow White, and it's just random. I have them in a little box, and I just took random pieces. So some of them will have this one like Sleepy from Snow White. Some of them will have the Big Bad Wolf from the Three Little Pigs. Some of them have the Three Little Pigs on there. So it varies between all of them, but this is just so darling. And then on the backs, it's really adorable too. So you get one of those playing cards in the pack as well. I know that was a lot to go through, but I wanted to make sure you all knew exactly what you were getting and what's included in the big paper bloom pack. And if I'm including these little pieces, I definitely love sharing it with you all because it's kind of like the paper spotlight. Some of these pages and papers are left to be forgotten, and they definitely deserve their spotlight. So this is the big pack. So now let's take a look at the medium pack. I now want to share with you all the medium pack, and this is the one where you get half the amount that's in the bigger pack, and some different types of papers that are exclusive to the smaller pack as well. These also come with the letter that I have written for you all. I want you to feel, no matter if you get the medium or the larger set, happy and like you're getting a beautiful parcel in the mail. So same thing as with the biggest one. You get a piece of cardstock the same size of your papers. And this is to add structure, and you can also use it to make a pocket-sized journal as well. You get the same types of wallpapers, but only half quantities. And you'll recognize all of these wallpapers from the first set that I shared with you all. It's the same type of papers, but just different portions of the wallpaper pack. This pack is perfect if you like working with smaller journals, if you want to create like a pocket-sized journal, or if you like creating micro journals. Like here, for instance, I have my own little mini journal. It's 2 by 2 inches, like a little square. And I love collaging in this little guy. So this kit would be perfect for those of you who like paper, but you don't want to have too much of that one paper. Now, some sheets you do get a full sheet. So for instance, the craft paper, all of them get a full sheet because I had more quantities available of this paper. But when it comes to the antique papers, some of them you do get full sheets, but not most of them. I hope that this one becomes one of your favorites when you use your pack because it's so unique and so special. This one here is the piano paper. Of course, you get piano paper. And this alone, like the piano paper layered on top of the pink craft, this would make such a lovely little journal cover or like a pocketbook. This one, that gorgeous turquoise floral paper, you do get a full sheet folded in half. And some of them will get a full flower, some of them will get part of the flower, some of the leaves. But you do get this beautiful, gorgeous turquoise paper. I love that one. I use that to create my journal that you'll see tomorrow. So you'll notice it's the same papers that you've been seeing in the bigger pack, but just smaller quantities. That ledger, double-sided. You get book pages, of course. This music paper that we folded in half. Some more music paper, folded in half. These are perfect for journaling on top of, and if you are going to be creating like a pocket-sized journal, these papers are already folded for you. And if you're going to be using these papers to decorate your journal, then you just need to continue to break off or cut off little snippets. I then have some more book pages, some of those collaging papers. This one is one of my favorites. That really lovely little porcelain blue wallpaper. You get this wallpaper. Just like with the big kit, you get some really pretty scrapbook papers. And the papers in the medium pack are different than the ones in the bigger pack. You all get the same tile one because this is my favorite paper pretty much of all time when it comes to scrapbook papers. But then you also get this little floral and some other vintage papers. So that is special to the medium pack of this kit. I had enough of this wallpaper that I could also include a sheet of it in here. This is another scrapbook paper that is special to the medium pack. It looks like lace on paper. I really love it. You also get a little bit of this. You also get this wallpaper, if you remember. Really lovely. This one is one of my favorites, so I knew I had to include it in both. And I had enough quantities that I was able to share it in both packs. I didn't have that much of this left over, so the wallpaper snippet strips that you get in the bigger pack, but you still get a piece of it to include on the cover of a journal to make it really special. And you also get half strips of the Italian antique paper in the same patterns, of course. And these are the other half strips of wallpaper that you receive. You'll notice it's the same wallpapers as with the bigger pack, but you just get half of the strip. This one is so stunning. And I believe this is the amount. Let me check. For my Artist in Bloom, I think I used a piece that was about this big or slightly smaller. So you can make a beautiful book even with the smallest pieces. So you don't have to purchase the big set. You can just purchase the little one and you still get the same essence of the paper bloom packs, but just of course in a smaller quantity and size. So if you have smaller projects in mind, then definitely purchase the medium one. If you use a lot of paper, go through paper very quickly, and you like working with bigger journals, bigger ephemera pieces, then the biggest kit is probably your favorite to go for. And these are the little paper squares. Pretty much the same apart from this music one and then this really pretty blue floral one. This one is adorable. It looks like little butterflies. I love that. This really cute little floral one. And then this one to contrast the darker parts of this pack. And then for the antique papers, you also get some of those vintage French receipts, some French ledgers, perfect space for journaling, and then of course that lovely French manuscript from the 1800s. You get a little piece of that as well. You will be getting a ticket and one of those coupons. So if you want to have some of those French floral cards, the antique calling card along with like the little cigarette labels, all of those are included in the bigger pack. I really hope that you guys enjoyed taking a peek into both paper bloom packs. Definitely check it out and pick out the one that suits your style and your needs the most. I'm really happy that we were able to create two different sets so that anyone who was interested can definitely find something that they love. They are pretty much the same pack, different size, and of course each one has special unique pieces that complement that kit in particular. So I truly hope that you guys enjoyed taking a peek at my paper bloom packs. Both of these will be available tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for pre-order, and they will be there until this Friday. Whatever isn't sold in pre-order will be listed as a regular listing on Friday. We made sure to have enough quantities of both so that anyone who's interested can purchase. They will be shipped out in approximately 1 week from this video, So even though it is a pre-order, all of the kits are finished. We just want to make sure we give everyone 4 to 5 days in order to purchase. Definitely stay tuned for tomorrow, as I'm going to be creating a traveler's notebook journal for myself using the papers from the paper bloom pack, the biggest pack. And then on Friday, I'm going to be collaging in my miniature journal using the papers in the medium pack. So definitely make sure you have the notification bell turned on so that you get to see those videos first. And of course, until next time, I hope that your day is filled with a huge abundance of peace and love. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to look at our new paper bloom packs. Until next time, bye-bye, and talk to you soon.